All right. GameStop and AMC. Where's Jonathan Honing? The madness continues. All right, so Best Friend Hank sends over $20, I guess, to send me over to the local restaurant to buy a hamburger. I wish there was a hamburger sold for $20. The hamburgers here are really, really cheap and not that good. The $20 burgers in California, God, some of those were good burgers. I miss that. One of the few things I miss in California. GameStop and AMC continues longer than expected, the irrationality. Prices through the roof. AMC has a valuation of $30 billion. AMC is the movie theater chain. Movie theaters. With now 75 and 85-inch televisions selling for close to $1,000. You can get a 75-inch for under $1,000. Amazing sound bars that project Dolby Atmos. And people kind of getting used to watching movies at home. Netflix and Prime and Apple TV releasing movie premieres online, not in theaters. Is AMC really a bet on the future? Is AMC really the hot thing that is going to revolutionize the world? No, but some people on Reddit decided that it's worth $30 billion. And they ganged up on the market, and they've bought these stocks and driven their stock prices up beyond recognition, beyond any connection to fundamentals, beyond any connection to reality. And they could keep them there for a while. Maybe it's a long while. I don't know how long it would go. But they could keep driving it up. At some point, people will realize the true value. At some point, the Reddit crowd will get bored with AMC and GameStop and move on. GameStop, remember those retail stores that sell you video games. They've got an online strategy, which pretty much lots of other people do, including Amazon, to sell games online. Okay, maybe that's worth something, not the kind of valuations it's getting. Not clear what the AMC strategy is. But here's the beauty of this. Both companies have used this high stock price to issue shares. Some hedge funds have actually bought those shares, ridden up the uptick, and sold it all. So they've made a lot of money. So much for GameStop and AMC destroying hedge funds. They've actually made hedge funds a lot of money. AMC has raised several hundred millions of dollars. It's going to go on a buying spree. Not clear what it's going to buy. Cinemas? It already is a dominant chain. Maybe to buy cinemas. Maybe diversify into another area. But why does anybody believe that this management team at AMC is going to change the world? Is going to make so much money to justify a $30 billion valuation? There's just nothing in reality that would support that. So this is a massive misallocation of capital. It is sending all the wrong signals to markets. It's allowing companies that should be able to raise capital. It's a sign. It tells the world that markets can be irrational. It tells the world that so-called markets can fail. It's creating a very negative, I think, view of capitalism and its effectiveness in allocating capital. And it's doing, as a consequence, immense damage to the U.S. economy, to stock markets, to trust in capitalism, to an understanding of how markets work. All of that because a bunch of bored Reddit investors during COVID ganged up together to manipulate stock prices. By the way, if hedge funds had ganged up together to manipulate stock prices, they would be prosecuted by the SEC. It's illegal. Individuals can do it, even in large numbers. Now, it shouldn't be illegal. Granted, it shouldn't be illegal. The market should play out. But of course, if the market played out, I doubt GameStop and AMC invested would survive in a free market. They wouldn't survive for very long. They'd be wiped out very quickly. What's protecting them is the regulated nature of markets today. So yeah, Jonathan, GameStop, AMC, a bunch of other, Blackberries skyrocketing. What's BlackBerry going to do exactly? It's been beaten, killed. The iPhone killed the BlackBerry. Well, of course, if you invested in GameStop and AMC, and like Robert, use the proceeds in order to do your super chats, then I'm all with you. Actually, Robert says he uses Dogcoin, pays the super chat bills, so I'm good. He says he's kidding. And unfortunately, AMC and GameStop are not funny because it's real damage. It's real economic damage that all of us will pay a price for in ways that we will never know. In the bad reputation of capitalism and financial markets, and directly in an inefficient allocation of capital across the U.S. economy, which affects our quality and standard of living.
And to begin with, I wonder if I can ask you to capsulize. I know this is difficult. Can I ask you to capsulize your philosophy? What is Randism?
First of all, I do not call it Randism, and I don't like that name. I call it objectivism.
All right.
Meaning a philosophy based on objective reality. Now let me explain it as briefly as I can. First, my philosophy is based on the concept that reality exists as an objective absolute, that man's mind, reason, is his means of perceiving it, and that man needs a rational morality. I am primarily the creator of a new code of morality which has so far been believed impossible, namely a morality not based on faith.
On faith?
Not on faith, not on arbitrary whim, not on emotion, not on arbitrary edict, mystical or social, but on reason, a morality which can be proved by means of logic, which can be demonstrated to be true and necessary.
All right, all right.
Now, may I define what my morality is?
All right.
Because this is merely an introduction. My morality is based on man's life as a standard of value. And since man's mind is his basic means of survival, I hold that if man wants to live on earth and to live as a human being, he has to hold reason as an absolute, by which I mean that he has to hold reason as his only guide to action, and that he must live by the independent judgment of his own mind, that his highest moral purpose is the achievement of his own happiness, and that he must not force other people, nor accept their right to force him, that each man must live as an end in himself and follow his own rational self-interest.
All right, before we go on, reminder, please like the show. We've got 163 live listeners right now, 30 likes. That should be at least 100. I figure at least 100 of you actually like the show. Maybe there are like 60 of the Matthews out there who hate it. But at least the people who are liking it, you know, I want to see a thumbs up. There you go. Start liking it. I want to see that go to 100. All it takes is a click of a thing, whether you're looking at this. And you know, the likes matter. It's not an issue of my ego. It's an issue of the algorithm. The more you like something, the more the algorithm likes it. So, and if you don't like the show, give it a thumbs down. Let's see your actual views being reflected in the likes. But if you like it, don't just sit there. Help get the show promoted. Of course, you should also share, and you can support the show at JeronBrooksShow.com/support, or on Patreon or Subscribestar or Locals, and show your support for the work, for the value hopefully you're receiving from this. And of course, don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, even if you just come here to troll, or even if you're here like Matthew to defend Marx, then you should subscribe, because that way you'll know when to show up. You'll know what shows are on, when they're on. You'll get notified, right? So, yes, like, share, subscribe, support. Like, share, subscribe, support. There you go. Easy. Do one or all of those, please.